Today we have Game 4 of the ALDS, and once again, the season is on the line for the Cleveland Guardians as they face off against the Toronto Blue Jays in the best-of-5 postseason series. After losing the first two games on the road, we came back in Game 3 and were able to get the victory by the final score of 4-2. The offense struggled again, but we scored 3 runs in the last 2 innings to propel us to the victory. Our strategy was to really focus on plate discipline, draw a ton of walks, which we ended up getting 10. The offense was poor throughout the game, although it was better down the stretch. We had some clutch hitting late in the game. Josh Bell drove in a couple of runs. And obviously, the most notable performance was Shane Bieber coming in relief of Cal Quantrill. He pitched the 4th through the 8th inning and only allowed 1 base runner, doing a fantastic job out of the bullpen. So that brings us to game number 4 back at home. We're not going to have Shane Bieber likely able to bail us out, as he has already pitched 10 innings in this series, and his arm might fall off if he were to pitch today. The Blue Jays are in an interesting spot because they have a very top-heavy rotation. They've used their top 3 starters already, and today they're going to trot out rookie Joey Murray. Murray is 26 years old. He's a right-hander. He was a starter the entire year for the Blue Jays with an ERA just above 5 and a whip north of 1.6. He's not the greatest. I'm a little bit surprised they went with him. I thought there was a chance that maybe they'd go for a bullpen day. Maybe they have Alek Manoah start on short rest, but they're going to trust their rookie Joey Murray against a struggling Cleveland offense, although Toronto's offense hasn't been much better either. It's been a very pitching-oriented series so far. Both pitching staffs have done phenomenal. We'll see if today is the day where either one of these offenses can finally break out of their funk. Regular starters for both sides as we look at Cleveland's starting pitcher today. It'll be the righty Aaron Civale, who had a very average season, 4.37 ERA, 1.26 whip. He wasn't bad, but you would hope for a little bit more from your number 2 starter, although here in the postseason, he's pretty much the number 4 starter, swapping with Tristan McKenzie. We start the game off on a quick strikeout from Bo Bichette as Civale gets him with the inside slider. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Raimel Tapia. 1-2 pitch, swings and misses at the slider that gets by the catcher, Campusano, who has to quickly make the throw to first, and he does. Great job by Campusano to not only quickly react to the passed ball, but he got rid of it as soon as he picked it up. And if he didn't, I think Tapia would have been safe at first. So a really good job by Campusano to get Cleveland the out. That'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's really been the only great hitter for Toronto throughout this series. Grounds it to short. Miles Straw, who is starting for Andres Jimenez, makes the play. 1-2-3 inning. Good start for Aaron Civale. Here's Joey Murray in his first postseason appearance of his career. He wasn't great in the regular season, but Toronto is counting on him to finish the series here and advance to the ALCS. Josh Bell leading off. He's hitting .091 in the playoffs, but he has drawn a ton of walks. There's another one. Bell drove in a couple of runs late in Game 3, and it's good to see him aboard early in Game 4. That'll bring up Eddie Rosario. Check swing on the low curveball. Nice pitch by Murray for the first out of the inning. I don't know why Josh Bell looks happy. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez. 3-2 pitch. That one's going to be a dribbler. Going to be a tough play for Murray, and he gets the out. Josh Bell does advance to second, so now there's a runner in scoring position. A big opportunity for Kattel Marte, who's been by far Cleveland's best batter in the playoffs. He draws a walk. 2 first-inning walk for the Guardians. Their discipline from the last game is back. That'll bring up Franmil Reyes, homered in Game 3. He flies it into left, and it will be caught for the final out of the inning by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So the Guardians get 2 aboard off a pair of walks, but they're not going to get anything with that. No score through 1. No hits either as we go to the second. Toronto opens up the inning strong. Teoscar Hernandez reached base early. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. singles into right. So now the Blue Jays have 2 runners on and a great opportunity to get some damage going in the second. That'll bring up Matt Chapman. Grounds this one over to short. Possibility for the double play. And the Guardians turn 2. 6-4-3 double play. Straw to Marte to Bell. That'll bring up Cuate Lamia, who grounds it to first. Bell bobbles it. He will toss it over to Civale. That was close, but they got him. Josh Bell was a little bit too cute, tossing the ball over to Civale, but they get the out. Nobody scores. and we're still tied at 0 into the bottom of the second. Miles Straw checks his swing on the outside slider. I don't think he went around, and I also don't think that pitch was in the zone. So a questionable call by the umpire. That'll bring up Josh Naylor, who hits this one nicely into right with 2 away, but it is caught. So far, no hits for the Cleveland offense. They still have somehow forgotten how to swing the bat. I thought maybe there was a chance throughout the first 3 games. It was just because they were facing off against great pitchers, but Joey Murray is not great, and Cleveland is still struggling. Frazier starts the third with a walk, so Toronto gets an early base runner. That'll bring up Alejandro Kirk, who also draws a walk. So the Blue Jays open up the inning with a pair of early base runners. 1 away now for Tapia. Both runners steal. Tapia crushes it into right. That ball is gone. 3-run homer for Raimel Tapia, and the Toronto Blue Jays will take a 3-0 lead. Really nice swing for Tapia. Even though that one barely went over the fence, it's still a home run nonetheless. 2 away for Teoscar Hernandez. Flies it into right, caught by Naylor. Great inning for Toronto, though. They get a couple runners on off of a walk, and Raimel Tapia capitalizes with a 3-run shot, and the Blue Jays lead this game 3-0. In the bottom of the third, here's Josh Bell, draws another walk. Even though Bell hasn't hit the ball well in the postseason, he has seen the ball well, drawing a number of walks. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez, gets plunked, so Cleveland gets another base runner. The Guardians have had no problems getting runners on base today. They just aren't getting hits. Kattel Marte lays off a tough pitch. That was a 2-2 count. Cleveland is really only swinging if it's good. Full count for Marte. That pitch in the zone. He likes it. Hits it nicely into center, and it's caught. Raimel Tapia saves a run, maybe 2, from being scored. What an inning for Tapia, who hits a 3-run homer in the top of the third and makes an unbelievable diving catch in the bottom of the third, keeping the no-hitter alive and keeping Cleveland off the scoreboard. Into the 4th inning, it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who opens it up with a single into right. Gurriel has really struggled so far in the postseason. 1 hit in the first 3 games, but he is 2 for 2 today. Matt Chapman then singles into center. This is just like the start of Game 3. Cal Quantrill was struggling. He was down 2-0, allowed a couple base runners in the 4th. That's when Shane Bieber came in. But Shane Bieber probably isn't available. We're going to need Aaron Civale to clutch up, and he does not, as Kuate Lamia singles into center. Gurriel headed home. The throw from Valera is offline, and the Blue Jays now lead this game 4-0. Still nobody out, by the way. They have a chance to turn this into an all-out blowout if they play their cards right. Both runners steal, and that proves to be a good decision. It would have been a double play otherwise, but instead it's just a simple ground out for Adam Frazier. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out for Alejandro Kirk, who strikes out on the slider. That's a huge strikeout for Civale, and now the Blue Jays are going to need a base hit from Bichette to score a run, but a single probably drives in 2. Bichette lines it to third. Ramirez could have tagged the runner. Instead, he's just going to get the out at first. So not a bad inning for the Blue Jays. They score another run off of a single for Kuate Lamia, but they also leave a couple aboard. It felt like they could have done more there, and it remains 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Cleveland still has been no hit today. Joey Murray's pitch count starting to rise, but that's not going to matter if Cleveland can't hit the ball. Joey Murray would retire the side in the 4th as Straw flies out to right. We go to the 5th inning. We're struggling. It's 4-0. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're going to pull Shane Bieber out of the bullpen again. At this point, what do we have to lose other than Shane Bieber's right arm, I guess? We're not going to get 5 innings out of Bieber, but if we can get 2 or 3, hopefully he can save the season just like he did in Game 3. That starts with Raimel Tapia, who homered earlier, grounds it to short. Straw deflects the ball with his body, but Tapia is still safe at first. So the Blue Jays open up the inning with a base runner. That'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who strikes out on the knuckle curve. Bieber's only thrown 8 pitches, and he's already tired. I think it's fair to say Cleveland's going to get 2 innings out of him, maybe 3 if all goes well. Teoscar Hernandez strikes out. However, Raimel Tapia steals second. So Tapia is in scoring position now. A big opportunity for Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3, singling into right. Tapia headed home. The throw to the plate from Naylor is well in time. He got him. Josh Naylor, part-time ball player, full-time sniper. And Tapia was not even close to the plate by the time Naylor had gotten it there. A great throw from Josh Naylor, and it remains 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Josh Naylor who's going to lead the inning off. And Naylor's going to make a play, singling into right field. The no-hitter is finally gone. Thank God. So Naylor is going to open up the inning on base, his first hit of the postseason. That'll bring up Luis Campusano, who gets plunked. He's gotten plunked a couple of times throughout this series. If I'm Campusano, I'd be a little bit upset with this Blue Jay pitching staff. Runners on first and second for Josh Bell. Lines that one into right. That could go for extra bases. Naylor will score. It's going to be an RBI double for Josh Bell, and it's 4-1. The Guardians have 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. Keep in mind, that brings up Eddie Rosario, who lines it into right for extra bases. Both runners should score. Campusano is safe. The throw to the plate for Bell. There is no throw. It's an RBI double for Eddie Rosario, and it's now 4-3. Rosario in scoring position, still with nobody out, and from there, Joey Murray will be taken out of the game. Joey Murray pitched 4 no-hit innings, but could not record an out in the 5th. Great hitting from Cleveland. The offense has finally shown up after 3.5 games. They knock Murray out, and he will be replaced by Julian Merriweather, who pitched just short of 100 innings this year, 4.88 ERA. Hopefully, the rally can continue with the relief pitcher. Full count for Jose Ramirez. He draws his second walk of the game. So Ramirez is back on base. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. That brings up Kattel Marte. Count is full once again. And he draws a walk on the low and inside fastball. The bases are now loaded. Still nobody out. That brings up the reigning American League MVP, Franmil Reyes, with a huge opportunity to do some damage. And he draws a walk. The first 3 batters Merriweather has faced all have walked. Rosario scores. We're tied at 4. Still nobody out, by the way. The first 7 batters in the inning have reached base for Cleveland. George Valera strikes out, finally ending the streak. That will make it 1 away. Bases, of course, still loaded here for Miles Straw. 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? He did. Another strikeout for Merriweather, and now the Guardians are going to need a base hit from Josh Naylor, who started the inning. Count is full. Walk puts Cleveland ahead. Naylor's going to hit this one pretty nicely into center field. It will be caught by Raimel Tapia. A great inning for Cleveland. They score 4 runs. They tie the game up. Yeah, they left the bases loaded, but all things considered, you cannot be too upset because Cleveland's offense has dug them back into this game. We go into the top of the 6th now. Matt Chapman leads it off, and Chapman crushes this one into left center field. No doubt about that one. A solo home run for Chapman, and the Blue Jays are right back on top as it's 5-4. That was quick. Toronto saw Cleveland tie the game, and they're like, yeah, no, we're going to take the lead back. Shane Bieber's still in the game as he strikes out Kuwatse Lumia. I've got to assume Bieber's arm is about ready to fall off. Cleveland's got to be cautious with how they use him for his future. Kirk flies it into center, caught by Valera. 2 strong innings from Shane Bieber. He will not return to the game. He pitched pretty well, minus the home run from Chapman, but you got to realize he just pitched 5 innings yesterday, so yeah, it's not going to be perfect. He pitched better than Savale, which is good. Bottom 6, Luis Campusano goes down looking on the fastball. That pitch was low, but it will go for a strike. Julian Merriweather still in the game. He's at 34 pitches, largely because of all those walks he had in the 5th inning. Josh Bell lines that one over the glove of Bo Bichette, possibly for extra bases. Josh Bell really has struggled early in this series hitting the ball, but he's got base hits in back-to-back innings, and now Cleveland is the tying run on second base. 1 away here for Eddie Rosario. He drove in 2 back in the 5th, and Rosario skies this one high and pretty deep into center field. Tapia after it. He will make the play. Bell will look to tag up for third, and the throw is offline. If that was a really good throw, I think they would have gotten him. So now Josh Bell is 90 feet away from home plate. That's going to bring up Jose Ramirez. He's 0 for 1 with a pair of walks today. He's drawn a ton of walks throughout the playoffs so far. There's another one. His 3rd time on base today. And now the Guardians have runners on the corners for Kattel Marte. The 1-1 pitch. Marte grounds it to first. Guerrero deflects it with his glove. Flips it over to Merriweather for the out. So the Blue Jays get through the 6th inning. They allow a couple of base runners, but nobody scores. And with 3 innings to go, it's the Toronto Blue Jays who lead 5-4. Keenan Middleton comes in here in the 7th. He's pitched 1 scoreless inning so far in the playoffs, looking for another. His leadoff batter, Bo Bichette, who launches a bomb into left field. A no-doubt home run for Bo Bichette, and the Blue Jays double their lead. They're up by 2. 411 feet for Bichette, and the Blue Jays' power has come alive today. By far the best showing in this postseason series from the Toronto offense, with 3 homers today, one of which was by Raimel Tapia back in the 3rd. He grounds it to short. Straw makes the play, and they got him! That was really close. Tapia thought he was safe, but the umpire says otherwise. That'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who beats the shift perfectly. That'll go for a single into center field. Guerrero is aboard with 1 away as the Blue Jays look to do some more damage here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez, grounds it to 3rd. Ramirez to Marte to Bell. 5-4-3 double play. Still a pretty good inning, though, for Toronto. They do drive in another run, courteous of the Bo Bichette homer. Ryan Stanek checks into the game here in the bottom of the 7th for the Blue Jays. He's allowed 1 run in 2 innings. That was the huge home run in the top of the 9th inning in Game 2 by Kattel Marte. Franmil Reyes strikes out looking on the splitter, very frustrated with himself for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up George Valera, a rookie who has not had a great postseason, but he's looking to change it here. Hits that one nicely into right field. It goes off the wall. Valera will hold up at second for a double, so one of Cleveland's fastest base runners is now in scoring position. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, Bobby Bradley, who will replace Miles Straw. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Bradley goes down on the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That one blew right by him. And now Cleveland's going to need a base hit here from Josh Naylor to drive them a run. And they're not going to get it. Naylor strikes out on the slider. We are through 7 innings. The Blue Jays lead 6-4. We saw Cleveland make a big rally in Game 3. They're going to need another one here in Game 4. James Karinchak enters the game in the 8th inning. He's pitched in 1 game so far, 2 great innings, not allowing any runs, as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. opens up the inning, striking out looking on the fastball. That'll bring up Matt Chapman, who homered earlier, and he's going to homer again. If it's fair, it's gone off the foul pole and left. Solo home run for Chapman to extend the lead, as it's now 7-4. Chapman with his 2nd home run of the postseason, his 2nd home run in as many at-bats, and Toronto extends their lead. Cleveland's now in real trouble. Kuate Lamia strikes out on the 2-seam fastball. James Karinchak looking to make it through the rest of the inning cleanly as Frazier flies it out into left center field. It should be caught by Valera. The Blue Jays have homered in 3 consecutive innings. It was Chapman in the 6th, Bichette in the 7th, Chapman in the 8th. So now it's 7-4. Jordan Romano comes in for Toronto. If Cleveland wants a rally, they're going to have to start now. Omar Narvaez enters as a pinch hitter for the catcher, Luis Campusano. Count is full. Narvaez swinging a miss on the high fastball. 5 outs away. We're going to show every out here, and I guess every at-bat for the rest of the game, since, well, this is it. The season is literally on the line. Josh Bell with 1 away. Hits that one nicely into left field. That one will not be caught by Gurriel. A double for Josh Bell, his 3rd hit in as many at-bats, and the Guardians have a runner in scoring position. Tying run currently on deck. That'll bring up Eddie Rosario. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Rosario's going to weakly fly this one into foul territory, caught by Alejandro Kirk, and now the Guardians' season is 4 outs away from being over. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez. 3-2 pitch. He draws another walk. Ramirez's 4th walk of the game. So now there's runners on the corners. The biggest at bat in this entire series. It's Kattel Marte up to the plate. Count is 1-1. Looks at the fastball. That's outside. Despite this being such a high-pressure situation, Cleveland's keeping their strategy of only swinging at really good pitches. 2-1 pitch now. Marte hits this one high and deep in the left. Gurriel at the track at the wall. It's gone! Tie game! A 3-run homer for Kattel Marte, and we are tied at 7. A huge home run for Marte, and the biggest at bat, not just of this playoff series, but of this franchise series so far altogether. Talk about coming up clutch when your team needs it the most. Kattel Marte has been far and away Cleveland's best hitter throughout the postseason, and in his most important at-bat, He capitalizes, high-fiving everybody in the dugout, fired up. That was certainly not a no-doubt home run. He hit that one into the opposite field, and it just got over the fence. But hey, it's a home run nonetheless, and we are tied at 7. Romano is out of the game. He'll be replaced by Yimi Garcia, who's allowed 1 run in 1 1/3 innings so far. He will face off against Franmil Reyes over 3 today. He does have an RBI off of a walk, as this one is going to be popped over to the second baseman. Frazier should make the play, and he does. A great bottom of the 8th inning for the Cleveland Guardians. They tie the game off of a home run from Kattel Marte in the left field. So now we go to the 9th. We are tied at 7, and Cleveland is going to put this one into the hands of their closer, Emmanuel Clase. Clase was going to come into the game regardless of the situation, whether we were losing, tied, or winning. We knew we were going to put him in the game after the top of the 8th inning, so since it's tied, he's going to come in. He would have been in regardless. He strikes out Alejandro Kirk on the cutter. That'll bring up Bo Bichette. He goes down on the slider. Clase has faced off against 5 batters in the playoffs, and he has struck out all 5 of them. Raimel Tapia does put it in play. It should be caught by Andres Jimenez, who entered the game in the 8th inning, and it is. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The game is tied at 7. Can the Guardians walk it off, or are we headed to extra innings for the second time in this postseason series? Yimi Garcia remains in the game. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up. That starts with George Valera, who doubled in his last at-bat. This one is hit high and deep. At the track, it's caught. Nearly a walk-off home run for George Valera, but it's just short of the fence. That'll bring up Andres Jimenez, his first at-bat of the game. He's going to fly this one into right field. It should be caught by Teoscar Hernandez, and it will. So that brings up the number 8 hitter, Josh Naylor. Naylor's had a couple big plays today. Can he be the hero? Naylor hits this one high and deep into right field. Hernandez at the track, at the wall. It's gone! A walk-off home run for Josh Naylor, and this series is headed to Game 5. Josh Naylor with a walk-off home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning to win Cleveland Game 4 and tie the ALDS at 2. What a comeback from the Cleveland Guardians, who were down 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. They were down 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th, and they come up clutch to save the season. It's Josh Naylor, the hero. Naylor threw Raimel Tapia out at home plate in the top of the 5th. He started the rally in the bottom of the 5th, and he makes the biggest play of this series so far, a walk-off home run into right field, his first home run of the playoffs, and the most important home run of his young career. We look at this one again, not a no-doubter, but it gets over the fence to win Cleveland the game 8-7, your final score. By far the best performance from either one of these offenses. Toronto hit the ball pretty well throughout the game. 7 runs, 12 hits. We struggled to hit the ball early. Through 4 innings, we were getting no hit. Then the offense figured it out in the 5th inning, and of course we came alive late in the 8th and the 9th with the 3-run homer by Kattel Marte in the 8th and the walk-off home run by Josh Naylor here in the 9th. My favorite part about all this is the reactions from the dugout. Look at them just teleporting on top of a rail. I found that kind of funny. Nonetheless, a really exciting game. Toronto hit the ball very well. They had 4 home runs, 1 for Bichette, 1 for Tapia, and 2 for Matt Chapman. Joey Murray pitched very well through 4 innings, but he really struggled in the 5th, and it got away from him. And then the bullpen kind of struggled, particularly Romano and Garcia. As for us, the offense was inconsistent, but we did a lot better today with runners on base. 8 runs, 8 hits, 8 walks. And the power was certainly much more of a factor today. Obviously, the 2 home runs for Marte and Naylor were the biggest plays of the game. We had plenty of extra base hits in the 5th inning. Aaron Savale was not great, but the bullpen did very well. We got 2 good innings out of Shane Beaver. Middleton and Karinchak each allowed a run, but Emmanuel Clase shut the door for the win. So that's going to bring us to a Game 5, and our series is not the only one going 5. The other 3 divisional series are also going to a 5th game. Talk about great playoff baseball. All 4 division series are in a win or go home situation. We will fly back to Toronto for Game 5. Adbert Alzolay is the scheduled starter. He did really struggle after the All-Star break, and I feel like it would be kind of irresponsible to put him in. This would be an easy opportunity to start a guy like Shane Bieber, but he has pitched 12 innings in the playoffs. His arm might fall off. I don't know if that's a great idea. Tristan McKenzie could be an option. Even though he has a 5.4 ERA in the postseason, I thought he pitched pretty well in Game 2. He was good in the regular season. We also could just have an all-out bullpen day. We've got a lot of options here and a lot of flexibility for Game 5, which will be uploaded and premiered this coming Sunday. So mark your calendars. That's in 2 days from now as of when this is being uploaded, assuming this goes up on Friday. So yeah, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Wow, what a game. Peace out.